can't go reverse. Still feel like got a gift and a curse. Wake up every day, so really it can't get no worse. Life is what you make it. Shout out to Nas, bitch. Nesto season has began. Put one in the F for this.
What up, though? This is Landon on Mars podcast. I am your host, Nestor the Spitter, aka Nestor on Mars, aka Nostocious, aka you can call me whatever you want to call me, but you cannot call me broke and you cannot call me lazy. What up, ladies and gentlemen? Hope everybody out there is having a wonderful day. Today is Friday, and what I call Friday lately is like film day. You know, gotta really put myself in the mode and the focus when I bring you what I bring you because I'm not trying to give no half-ass episodes. You know what I mean? So I try to give you everything I could possibly give you. You know, so I gotta stay focused, man. And like lately, throughout the beginning of the year, took care of some business. The first weekend, lately I've been really taking care of a lot of things that I'm getting ready for, like that me and my wife are getting ready for our daughter. So, I've really been um really been making the effort and really been being productive throughout my days off because for the most part when I'm at work I'm always working. I'm always doing something when I'm at work. So throughout the days, throughout the week, I'm really productive as far as work status. So I really try to incorporate that with when I'm not at work as far as the things I got to do for myself. I really just get it done. Like the things that my wife needs me to do, I just get it done, man, just to, like I said, be productive on my days off and whatnot. So, yeah, so speaking to that, man, like lately, like I said, we in 2023 and like lately, man, I just been like a lot of times I'll sit back and I'll realize like, man, this is how far I've made it. And then I think of situations that I went through. I think of specific memories and things that happened, and it always blows my mind because there was times that there was an age where I wasn't making the appropriate and the right decisions for myself, putting myself in situations that I should have never really put myself in. I should have, kept myself away. But ultimately, what I did is I grew from it, and that's what I could see. I could see the growth that I have done throughout all of that, and it's like I didn't go through this crazy ass life and see all these crazy things, but I did go through my experiences and the things I went through that made me be better from that point on. From that point on. So yeah, man. And there's one thing that always sticks out. Like back in the day, man. Like back my teenage years. Like just thinking about things. And there's one particular memory that always pops out. And there's one memory that I always think about. One experience that I went through, and it was like back in the day, I had 2 feet in the street. Whatever you wanted. I could make a call and make it happen. I was really young back then, and just new people. But got a call from my cousin one time, and he was just like, "Hey man, like, can you get me so and so? I want to party. I just want to hang out. Want to smoke out. Want to, just chill." And I'm like, "All right, cool, man. Like, I haven't seen you in a while, so cool. Like my car's blocked in, so I can't take off. You got to come pick me up." I specifically remember that because my dad was always like that. Once my dad parked in back of me, he never moved his car, and he never let me move his car. Why? I don't know. But so I told him that, and sure enough, he comes through, picks me up. Take him to where you gotta take him, and do what is necessary. Do what needs do is what's done. Do what we're supposed to do, I guess. And he goes back to his crib. He goes back to it's an apartment, and this is off of Marbach and Military. And there's a Walgreens off of Military, and right in back of that on Marbach, there's some apartments, and that's where he stayed. And so we there, we chilling, we hanging out for a while, we just vibing, smoking. And then after a while, him and his girl go to the bathroom. And mind you, he's not saying, "Hey, here we're gonna." He's just like kind of as we're going, And I'm like, all right, cool, like cool. So they go to the bathroom, they disappear, and I'm just there chilling, and in the dining area, in the living, in the kitchen area, at the kitchen table, and sure enough, he comes out. He comes out like twice, just to see, just to see if I'm good. I guess I don't know. He comes out like twice, and on the third time, he comes out, and he goes like to the kitchen, and the hit in the kitchen, mind you, is like you walk out of the restroom, you take a right, just like picture real quick, like you take a right. There's a kitchen table. You pass that, you go into the kitchen, where on it's like a hallway kitchen. So on one side you got the refrigerator, on the other side you got the stove, the dishwasher, stuff like that. You know, so he goes into the kitchen. He goes into that hall, like the hallway kitchen. He goes all the way to the end. He goes to the drawer. Fool pulls out a knife, and I'm just like, okay, what's going on here? Like, pulls out a knife, and he just starts asking me all these questions, like, yo, didn't so and so get busted? Who's so and so? Where'd you get this from? And just asking me all these questions about whatever he had just got. And I'm like, dude, like, what are you talking about, man? Like, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know anybody that's gotten busted. I don't mess with people that have gotten busted. Like, why are you even talking like that? And as he's telling me this, he's walking closer and closer to me, walking closer and closer to me. Like, as he's talking, he's walking closer. Like I say, it starts off at a distance, like maybe 10, maybe like 12 feet away. And like I say, he's just walking closer as he's telling me what he's telling me. And like, I got to the point where like he was maybe about 5, 6 feet away from me. And I just got up, and I was like, man, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know where this is coming from. I said, but I don't play like that. I'm out. And I just took off out the apartment, and I don't know, I guess it started raining. So it was raining when I took off, and sure enough, walked from that specific location to a Exxon off of Marbach and 410. So it wasn't too far, but it was a distance. And of course, it was raining. So it was like, to me, I was just like, what the hell just happened? Like, what just really happened in there? Because it caught me by surprise, because I don't know what was going on in this person's head, but like, to me, it was like I never really messed with people like that. I don't mess with stuff like that, and especially now at this age, like, all that's my past. But like, back then when everything was going on, it was just like, man, like, and like when I like ended up walking to the Exxon off of off of 410 in Marbach, and as I'm walking up, I see a guy leaving with 2 cases of beer. I don't think nothing of it. I'm just there waiting, and then a manager comes out of the Exxon, and he's like, "Hey, did you see somebody walk by?" And I was like, "Yeah, man. Like, I just saw somebody take off." And he's like, "Okay, man." He's like, "Well, what are you doing here?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm waiting for a ride. Got stranded." So he's like, "Okay, well, we just had a beer run, so can you please go inside?" So that happened, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." So I'm glad that I made it. I'm glad I made it there after the whole of everything that happened. Because I didn't want to get mistaken for something like that. But this was early. This was like early 2000s. So back in the day, it wasn't really that harsh, like now. But ended up calling my dad. My dad ended up coming through, picking me up. Didn't really tell him much. Didn't really tell him exactly what went on. But ultimately, on the ride home, I really sat back and I thought about it. Didn't really tell my dad much. But like on the ride home, not only then, but like even now when I sit back and I think about it, like if I would have stayed in that position, if I would have continued to defend myself, and if I would have continued to have been like, hey, nah, this, that, whatever, no matter what I had said, I don't think me staying there would have ended the way it ended. I feel like I walked away with my life. I really feel like I walked away with the second chance. I walked away from a bad situation, and I made that bad situation to something good years later. You know what I mean? But what it did was it really let me look and reflect, like, yo, man, like, this person could have killed me, because I don't know what this person was gonna do with the knife. I don't think you get a knife and get defensive and come at somebody and just to get a knife and say, hey, whatever, You know, you get a weapon, it's you're threatening somebody. So right there it was like, yo, it was a threat. So I had to just really, make a decision. And like I always kick myself in the ass for not making the right decisions and the best decisions at moments. But there's times where I do make those decisions that save my life. Like real talk, like if I didn't walk out of that apartment, I don't think it would have ended well. Whether this person would have attacked me, this person would have tried killing me, and I tell myself like this person tried killing me. So that's why with this person I never have had a really good relationship ever since then. And I'm the type of person that I don't really go around people that are not doing like what I'm doing, not as far as like specifically what I'm doing, but I never hover around people that are just in one place, and I just keep it moving. And like I said, man, me being in like I said, being in 2023 and really understanding like what's really going on and really understanding like, yo, man, we got a lot going. And I see the homie Travis. I see him doing his thing with 1219. They're doing their thing with their podcast. Miss Allison, she's doing her thing with her personal training. Like there's people that are out there grinding, man. There's that homie Max Midley. He's out there. He was just in Houston. He about to go to Los Angeles and go perform out there. Like, yo, man, support these people. And like I said, this is my platform. Landon on Mars is me. Landon on Mars is Nesto. Like I said, man, I'm always like I said, I'm just this is like I have a platform to talk. I have a platform to have a thought like I've had, and have a memory like I've had, and be able to bring it to the light. And maybe people have been through situations like that. And like I said, man, it's a grind. I like people like Westside Gun motivate me. You know what I mean? You gotta be drippy, you gotta be icy, you gotta be flash. Like night, gotta be flashy in different ways. But you know what I mean? It's the grind, and it's the never stopping, and it's the believing in your own brand. And you know what? Like I have Calvin Klein right now. You know what? Shout out to them. But pretty soon I'm gonna have Landing on Mars all over me. You know what I mean? Shout out to Paper Planes. Shout out to everybody out there doing their thing. Like, shout out to the homie Curtis. He's out there doing his thing with Style Undefined. I hope I'm saying that right. And if I'm not, please don't be mad at me. Shout out to the homie Tay. He's doing his thing as well. Tizzle Nizzle. Shout out to them out there doing their thing. And man, if you grinding, just go. Don't stop. Don't do nothing for nobody. Like I said, this is a platform that I have, and I'm gonna do what I can do. Like I said, it's a thought. Bring it to the light and let it shine. You dig? But hopefully everybody out there is doing wonderful, having a wonderful start to the 2023. I'm gonna continue grinding. Y'all continue grinding, and we all gonna shine. Landing on Mars. Appreciate everybody. Appreciate everything. Y'all be safe. Y'all be wonderful. Have a wonderful night. Nothing else to say. Yalla.